We're almost there. One of these 5 finalists will be chosen the new Mrs. World. Before the judges make that final decision, we want to talk with each one of them just for a little more so that judges can get that little extra magic that makes them cast that vote for them. Our contestants over here, they drew backstage the order they'll appear in. So if we may, let's start with Mrs. Thailand. If you'll come over here, Mrs. Thailand, stand right there. Okay. Because the judges are there, and I want you to impress them, and I have some questions. How long have you been married?
3.5 years.
3.5 years. Now, are you a television hostess?
Yes, of a children's program that teaches English, Thai children English.
So these children, that's why she talks so quiet, doesn't want to frighten the children. What does your husband do?
He's develops land, and he's into politics.
Ah, all right. Now, when you first met your husband, you had dinner in his restaurant, which serves fairly unusual food. What are we talking about?
It's the kind of Thai food that's served like in the palaces. It's all handmade, and it's not a normal kind of meal that you would have at home.
Is it like royal food?
Well, it's prepared so pretty that it's considered like royalty, like you would serve it in the palaces.
Ah, it's great food, but after you eat it for, about an hour later, you want to rule again. Here now is the big question. Your husband's restaurant, which is known for its very special food. What do you think makes your marriage to him so special to you?
Our understanding for each other makes it so very special, I think, because he's taught me so much, and the love and the understanding that we have between each other, I think that's the greatest thing we have.
I thank you. Mrs. Thailand, thank you. Mrs. America, you know it, like it. I want him to be able to see you, and I not get a shadow on your face. How long have you been married?
2.5 years.
And you're a model?
Yes.
It says, what does your husband do?
He is an automobile dealer.
Is he here today?
Do you need a car?
Well, I'm going to check him. Now, it says you bought 2 special souvenirs home from your honeymoon. Now, tell us about it.
Yes. We were honeymooning in the islands of Sanibel and Captiva, and everybody brings back honeymoon pictures, and we wanted something special to constantly serve as reminders of our honeymoon. So we went to the Animal Humane Society, and we were going to pick out one, but there was a brother and sister, and we couldn't separate them. So we have 2 kittens named Sanibel and Captiva.
Oh, kittens. I thought they had kids.
No.
Kittens would...
Kittens.
Oh, well, that's beautiful. Here's the question now for you. You told us that you met your husband, you didn't tell me, but you told our staff, at a health club, and that you work out every day to stay in shape. What do you work at every day to make your marriage keep in shape?
I think the biggest thing that we work on is constantly having open and honest communication, because I truly believe that when you're communicating honestly and together, you're in touch with one another. And when you're in touch with one another, you can never grow apart. And we believe marriage is forever, so we're going to stay that way.
I thank you, Mrs. America. Nice big hand. Thank you, guys. Mrs. Singapore. Thank you. Just on there. There we go. Here we go with our question. How long have you been married, Mrs. Singapore?
7.5 years.
7.5 years. You're a partner in your husband's business, in addition to being a sales executive for a jewelry firm. Is that correct?
It's a family business. I work part-time for them.
What could you give me for these cufflinks? Well, I'll discuss that with you later. Now, your husband, what does he do?
He's a marketing and financial consultant. We have our own little company.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Is he here?
Yes, he is. And my son's here, too.
Where?
Andrew.
I see. He's saying to me, subdivide. Now, I understand you lived in a number of different places, including Texas. Has that affected your accent at all? Because I was a little surprised at your accent.
How y'all doing? Does that sound Texan?
Just your average Singapore lady. Hi, y'all. Here's your question, madame, the big one. Judges are listening. You're a partner in your husband's business. What does it take to make a good partnership in a marriage?
Well, letting each other grow I think that's very important, to grow individually as well as togetherness. And I would think so, yes. I would hope so.
I got to tell you, you've grown beautifully. Thank you, Mr. Singapore. Mrs. USSR. And I think I'll need a translator, please. It says here, welcome. Stand right there. Isn't she pretty? What's your name?
Julia.
Julia, okay. I love that movie, by the way. You'll translate for me? Because, no, I understand. You understand a little. So any words that I ask you. How dare you? How long have you been married?
I have been married for 4 years.
Are you kidding me? I suddenly felt I was speaking Russian. You're a model and a mother, is that correct?
Yes, I model, and the first important things for me is that it take care of my child. Excuse me for my bad English.
Honey, it's great English. Is that great English? What does... I might have to give you half because you're not doing anything. What does your husband do?
The best recipe for a good marriage is to help each other, to understand each other, and to share happiness and sorrow.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hi, Steve. There you go. Listen, I know... Please come over, darling, Mr. Brew. I know I took longer, but I didn't mean to. But hell, we haven't spoken to Russians for 40 years. It's about time that we spend a little time, that's all. I need a little interpreter. Could I have a translator, please? And we're delighted you're here. Do you speak any English at all? A little, all right. What's your name?
Alma.
Alma, stay with me, Alma. How long have you been married?
In marriage, 40 years old.
14 years.
14? Yeah, I thought she's been married 40 years.
14 years.
Well, 14, right. Now, I understand she's the mother of 2 little girls.
2 little girls, yes.
Well, no, you say yes. Ask her if that's
¿Cuántos niños tienes?
Dos niñas.
We were correct, too. Let you and I talk this over. We'll leave her out of it. I would like to know, what does your husband do?
¿Qué hace tu marido?
Él es ingeniero agrónomo. Cultiva arroz, caña de azúcar.
There's got to be something to do with land.
Agricultural engineer. Yes.
Very good. Okay. Pardon?
He cultivates grain.
Now, your husband, we hear, mucho romantico. Do you comprehend? Yeah, good. I'm cutting you out of this. In her husband's job, he genetically, I think, creates new flowers. Is that correct? What does he do with them?
¿Tu marido cría flores nuevas en su negocio, en su trabajo?
No se dedica tanto a las flores, sino a las hortalizas, como el camote, lechuga, culantro, ajís, cultivos pequeños.
It's vegetables like like potatoes and cabbage and...
So he's giving her new potatoes. All right, well, I was trying to make it romantic. Here's the big question. Good luck. Your husband, do this with me here. Your husband is an agriculture engineer.
Tu marido es un ingeniero agrónomo.
One of your favorite hobbies is raising plants.
Y a ti te gusta mucho las plantas.
What do you think it is makes a marriage grow and flourish?
¿Qué crees tú que hace un matrimonio crecer y triunfar?
Lo primero es como la planta, como usted me hace la comparación. Regarlo todos los días, el agüita, entonces eso equivale al amor que uno le va poniendo en el matrimonio.
The first thing is like plants. You water it every day, you give it a lot of love, and hopefully it'll grow more and more every day. I think she wants to continue.
Eso hace crecer el amor todos los días. Eso hace crecer el amor todos los días, diariamente.
That's what makes the marriage grow every day.
All right, and you've grown beautifully, and we thank you, Mrs. Peru. We thank you, darling. All right, you please. There they are, my agent. 5 of the beautiful finalists. Stay with us, because I guarantee you, the judges are going to make that decision, and we will meet a new Mrs. World 1989. Muchas gracias.